Nice to meet you. Can you share a time where see you in my next episode? Bye. Hey people, welcome to my channel. On today's edition, I'm going to be asking random believers their thoughts on forgiveness. Come along with me. Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Can I know
afternoon.
your name?
My name is Emeka.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Meka.
Pleasure, ma.
What does forgiveness mean to you personally?
Forgiveness means letting go of offenses, not holding back. When I mean letting go, I mean entirely. Yes, not a piece of it should remain in your heart. That's forgiveness to me.
Can you share a time when you had to forgive someone or you were being forgiven by someone?
Okay, I think back then in secondary school, I had this friend, very close friend, like a brother to me, and something happened in the hostel. They, I gave someone access to my locker, and he contributed to those that I don't know how to put it, but he was part of those that stole my milk. And I felt pain like my guy was involved in this, but I later let go because he asked for forgiveness and I had to.
Do you think forgiveness is essential for personal growth?
Yes, unforgiveness keeps you in a particular spot. So it is good to let go and move on. You don't hold back. Yes.
What advice will you give to someone that is struggling to forgive someone else?
I think a person should not struggle to forgive because as believers, it is ideal that we forgive. If Christ forgives you every day, even before you even before you commit a sin, He has forgiven you. So you should forgive. It shouldn't be a struggle. It should be a part of you. It should be a lifestyle.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time. Hello, sir. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
good afternoon.
Can I know your name?
My name is Benjamin Jeff.
Nice to meet you, Miss. What does forgiveness mean to you personally?
Forgiveness in one word for me means letting go of
Okay.
someone's offense. Just
Okay.
let go.
Has there been a time that you had to forgive someone, or you've been in a place where someone would forgive you?
Hey, plenty times. So plenty times. But one just happened. For person, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Person, someone, a small boy, you told me that I should not try something. I was like, this small one. And I realized that it was because of the room I've given him and all, and he had to make use of some words that he shouldn't. But then I forgave him. You understand?
Do you think forgiveness is essential for personal growth?
Yes, because when you don't forgive, you are stunted. Okay, because you're the one that is bearing the grudge. The person may not even know that you are having anything against them. So you just best just let go, free yourself, and but then I think you should set the boundaries that the person doesn't do that again. If
Okay.
possible, you tell the person, see what you did to me, see what you did to me. And
Are there any misconception about forgiveness that you like to address?
yes, yes, there are plenty misconceptions, but the paramount one is where people say you can forgive, but you can't forget. I say it's a big lie. You can actually forgive and forget. I know you may remember, you may recall the incidents or things that happened, why, but then the forgetting aspect is you not having it in mind. You understand? You not bearing that grudge, and anytime you see the person, you remember what that person did to you. Understand? So you can actually forgive and forget. So people say you can forgive and not forget is a big misconception.
Thank you, Mr. JFK, for your
Thank
time.
you.
Hello, ma. Can I know your name?
My name is Harmony.
Nice to meet you, Harmony. What does forgiveness mean to you personally?
Uh, Forgiveness is forgiving one another and not keeping records of it. So most of the time that we may say we're forgiving someone, but that part of keeping record, some of us still have records of what somebody did to us in 1882 and stuff like that. That's not entirely forgiveness. So for me, forgiveness is forgiving and not keeping record of it. So as you're forgiving, you are forgetting.
Okay. How do you think forgiveness impacts relationships?
I think that's the part that builds trust in a relationship. If someone knows that, oh, if I confide in you about something, you're not going to judge me, you're going to advise me, you may possibly lash out and scold me and yell, but then I'm very certain that you're going to forgive me. Right? So it keeps that place of vulnerability. I know that I can shit talk to this person about something. And I think it also makes us not walk on eggshells around our friendships. We are going to be free around them. Not like we are going to be careless, maybe hurt them, but we know that this one is actually free. This one is a forgiver, right? So that whatever happens in this friendship, I'm sure that she can forgive, I can forgive. Forgiveness is part of our core principles in our relationship.
Can you share a time when you had to forgive someone or you were forgiven by someone?
Okay, so yeah, there was this period in church my pastor taught on working in law for a long time. It was a series that happened for a very long time, for a couple of Sundays. And it was a sober moment for me, sober period rather for me, because I've I had people that I already said I wasn't going to forgive them my entire life, right? Family members, relatives, not like my immediate family, but relatives and all of that, that they did something very silly and it led to me losing my younger sister, my only sister. So I already said that this one's forever and ever. In fact, I wrote their names down somewhere. Even them and their children, like nothing. But then the period my pastor taught on forgiveness, he said one of the Sundays, he said, um, I think that would be the last Sunday. He stood us up in between the service, worker service, and then said we should lay down everybody, every hurt, every grudge, every malice. We should lay it down at God's feet. And then he mentioned some of the things that keep us from having our blessings. And unforgiveness is part of it. Right? When you're not forgiving, there are some blessings, there are some prayer requests you'll be making to God that you are not ever going to get. So a lot of our blessings are tied to forgiveness and working in love, basically. And yeah, so I offended a friend recently and I didn't know he heard about it, right? But then he did, and then he forgave me before I even asked for forgiveness. That was so surreal for me. I cried for a couple of days because people like this still exist. I did ask for forgiveness. He heard about the whole thing and all of that, but then he forgave before I even had to ask for forgiveness. So yeah, I've actually received forgiveness from someone. And then I've given her forgiveness. It was hard, very painful and hurting, but yeah, I've given her forgiveness.
What advice will you give to someone that is struggling to forgive someone else?
Cry, 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 and let it all out. Because most times I find that unforgiveness piles up to be bitterness, right? So and then when it hardens our heart, but when you let it all out, you tell God, I don't know how to forgive this person. It's almost feeling very impossible, but I'm letting it all out. Help me. You let it all out, and then talking to someone can help. Maybe talk to a pastor, a leader that can minister to you and also help you walk you through forgiving people. So yeah,
Thank you, Miss Harmony, for your time.
you're welcome.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. I hope you learned one or two. This is a call for you to forgive those that have offended you so that your Heavenly Father will also forgive you. Have you had experiences where you had to forgive someone or you were forgiven by someone? Drop it in the comment section. See you in my next episode. Ciao.